Today on Don't Panic Pantry, we are celebrating the upcoming Don't Panic Pantry cookbook coming out January 3rd or 1st. Today on Don't Panic Pantry, we are celebrating the Don't Panic Pantry cookbook coming out on January 31st. Pre-order now. Links down below in the description box. We are going to make one of the recipes from the book, one of the recipes that I love. I love them all, frankly, because if I didn't, they wouldn't have been in the book. And for this one, I'm doing a pantry riff on pasta with clams. I absolutely love a classic pasta vongole, a spaghetti vongole, where it's all about the essence of a small, petite clam, its juices extracted into the pasta with little else getting in the way, but this is not that. This is a pantry clam pasta loaded with flavor. We've got soy sauce, we've got butter, we've got lemon zest, parsley, garlic, onions, and canned clams. Consistent, affordable. They keep in your pantry for a long time. As always with seafood on this show, in this book, in my life, we try to, what's that? Buy American, and not in that asshole kind of way, but in the way that American seafood is really, really well regulated. So if you're buying stuff that is caught here in the US, you're doing a great job from a sustainability standpoint. Ideally, you want canned clams that don't have sugar in them, and also you want canned clams that have clam juice, clams with their own juice. Once they're adding water and salt, that means they're siphoning off the clam juice, selling you clam juice in a bottle, and then they're putting water in your clams. The clam juice is an essential part of this. Medium heat, got some water boiling in the back, and now we're just going to take 1 tablespoon of butter in the pan and a similar tablespoon of olive oil. And these are just going to melt and go together, a little butter, a little oil. We've talked about it on the show before, but butter and soy sauce go together really well. And just to make it not as heavy, a little bit of olive oil, so you're going to get this kind of really fun, kind of buttery, umami, soy saucy, lemony, flavor-packed pasta with clams. This is getting melty. So here we've got about a half cup of diced onion, about 3 garlic cloves, thinly sliced. And we're gonna throw these in along with a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. That is the shoyu in the shoyu butter, different from the show me state, which is Oklahoma. Onions, garlic, and our good friend, soy sauce. I love the way the soy sauce kind of foams up with the butter and everything. I mean, welcome back to Noah saying, I mean, doesn't that seem great? We'll let that just simmer away, sizzling and bizzling, so to speak, for about 3 minutes until it's all nice and wilted. And meanwhile, while that's going on, we can open our clams. So here's the thing. I want to separate out the clams from their juice. We're going to cook the clams, and then we're going to add the juice in at the very end with the pasta so the pasta can absorb that clam juice. See all that juice? That's not water, that is clam juice. That is liquid gold, that is translucent gold. You can make this with a Bumblebee brand minced clam. It won't be as good, but it will be good. That guy's nice and wilted down. But yeah, now you're getting these like soy sauce, little browned butter bits. Doesn't that smell good, Ben?
It smells amazing.
Right?
Smells amazing, everyone.
And we're not looking for like caramelization. We're not looking for like browning, because obviously the soy sauce is in there. We just want it to be cooked. I kind of like a little bit of texture left in the onion. So they're just wilted. That's all we're looking for is wilting. So now we can take about a teaspoon of our lemon zest. Fun fact, if you're gonna zest your lemon, do it before you cut it and juice it, because then it's harder to do. Let that guy kind of toast in there. And now we can lift our clams from the liquid, let that drain out. And look at all that clam juice down there. All right, now we can add these guys right in here. Now we want to season this nice and heavy with some black pepper. I think the black pepper is a key part of this recipe. It kind of gives you a little extra punch. Notice I'm not adding salt. We got clams in here, we got soy sauce in here. We're gonna season the pasta water very lightly. Just a little salt like that. So we're gonna do 12 ounces, which is 2/3 of a box of pasta, going in. If you get to a place where this is starting to get a little dark, you could always like do a little splash of the old pasta water and deglaze, like that. That's always a good trick if your pan is drying out. You can always add a little splash of the pasta water to bring a little hydration back. All right, so this pasta is very al dente. So now we can crank the heat, dump in the clam juice, let that start to heat up. This guy is sizzling along. We're gonna hang on to that pasta water because if the pasta is undercooked by the time the clam juice absorbs, we're gonna wanna be able to ladle in some more of that pasta water to finish it off. But all that juice, you want that in your pasta. So it's important to have it be undercooked enough to be able to absorb all that. We'll throw in our parsley, about 2 tablespoons. And that's gonna kind of cook in there and get all fun and give a little brightness to it. A little more black pepper. I don't know why the pepper in this makes me really happy. Like that peppery clam thing. And it looks like a lot of liquid, which is why we wanted it to be undercooked. We're doing this until the clam juice is all absorbed into the pasta. Safety tip, remember in the old days they used to have ads for like keeping your pot handles in?
I just wait for a child to grab my handle, then.
Sierra's not quite tall enough to grab these yet, but it's good to get in the habit. So when I'm cooking, I'm trying to do that. I don't always do it. I'm trying to build good habits. Tianfu, always in the way. Ma'am, you're in the way. We want to keep stirring this because you want to make sure all the pasta is getting a chance to absorb the liquid and not just the ones on the bottom. Such a fast, convenient way to get sustainable seafood, sustainable protein, a lot of flavor, a lot of action. Some people ask me what the action is. I'm talking about the action in like a pasta dish like this, and I say it's going to add a little action. In this case, to quote Michael Mann's masterpiece Heat, the action is the juice.
The action is the juice.
Some people like a slightly saucier clam sauce. To me, like you want it to be right in this realm. So there's still a tiny bit of liquid, see that? And then as it sits, it's gonna absorb that last bit. And now we taste for seasoning, but also for doneness. That's basically perfect. Of course, a little more salt. And again, I love the pepperiness of this. So I'm gonna add a little more black pepper. Some people might want their pasta cooked a little more than this. I kind of like it this way, kind of al dente. And then for the grand finale, a little squeeze of fresh lemon juice. We'll add a little extra drizzle of olive oil just to brighten it up. A little more black pepper. Look at that. We have made a pantry clam pasta. This is pasta with shoyu butter clam sauce. This is such a great little dish, and it is featured right here in the Don't Panic Pantry cookbook, coming out January 31st. Pre-order now. This is such a fun pasta. It's so packed with flavor. It's just a hit. You get the clams, you get the soy sauce. It's lemony, but not too lemony. It's just a really fully balanced umami slammer clam attack. This is like a great gateway pasta for people who are like a little afraid of cooking with seafood. You can start out with something like this, get your head around it. You don't have to worry as much about dealing with fresh clams. Maybe one of my favorite recipes in the book. Doesn't even have a picture. Look at this. One of the best things in the whole damn book. There's no picture.